I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth according to the Bible. In this video, we're going to watch a video I had watched before. It's been in my list for a little bit. And we're at that time where people are starting to crash out. People are starting to lose their minds. People are starting to allow the stress of this terrible Babylonian economy to get to them. Okay, one thing we know is that the elites, okay, of Esau, Edom, one of their main goals is to destroy the so-called middle class. Okay, what you're gonna have in their system, in their new MOTB system, is you're going to have people who are extremely rich, and then you're going to have people who are extremely poor. There's not going to be any in between, and that's one of their goals. And why is that? Because when you're extremely poor, now you're dependent. You're dependent upon the rich. And when you're dependent upon the rich, it's easy for them to enslave you. It's easy for them to capture you in their system of debt. Okay. So this is going to be a real quick video. It's not going to be too long, but we're going to watch these two individuals here. They're going to they're going to kind of freak out because of how expensive life is and how much you have to work just to get by. And this is, not just them. This is everybody. Okay. Even brothers, right? You got to work 50, 60 hours a week, just to get by. And that's in some states where, the cost of living is still relatively affordable. Okay. You got to work 60 hours a week just to make enough to get by. All right. And these people are sick and tired of it. Right. But again, the scriptures, they go into this. They tell us these things were going to come. These are the signs of the times that we need to be watching for. And ultimately, at the end of the day, this is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So all praise to him, because, without this, without going through this straight gate, all right, okay, there's no kingdom of heaven coming. Without people losing their minds, without people losing their homes and becoming homeless, and without people going hungry and starving and children not being able to eat, none of the good things are going to be able to come. Okay, let's get one scripture before we start. I have a few lined up. I want to go to one where I want to go to Second Esdras, chapter 7. Okay, let's go here. Let's get it in the one in the King James. Of course, they got ads everywhere, so I believe it starts around the 5th verse. Let's start at verse 4. It says, but its entrance is set. Let's start at verse 3. Let's start at verse 3. Second Esdras 7:3. I said, speak, my Lord. And he said unto me, a certain sea is set in a spacious place, so that it can be deep and vast, but its entrance is set in a narrow place, like a river. If anyone wants to go to the sea, which is really the kingdom of heaven symbolically, okay, if anyone wants to go to the sea to see it or to rule over it, how can he come into the broad place unless he passed through the narrow? And this is where we're at right now. We're in the straight gate, the narrow path. Another instance, a city is built and positioned in a broad plain full of all good things. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven, Yahweh Shai, the Gabar-yah-ahla, okay, that's going to come and rule the earth. But what do we need to go through in order to get it? Okay, verse 7 says, his entrance, however, is narrow and located on a precipice, so that there is fire on the right and a deep water on the left. There is a single path located between the fire and the water, and the path has only room for human footprints. Okay, meaning one person can go through that path at a time. Okay, and this is that straight gate that we're all going to be tested by. Let's watch these videos real quick.
car insurance, credit card, landlords, fucking everybody, the utility company, the water company. They all speak to you as though you are voluntarily doing this, as though they are doing you a favor. I don't want to pay for any of this shit. I don't want to do any of this. I didn't ask to do any of this at all. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even have to be fucking alive. I don't want to do this. I don't want to pay my car insurance. I don't want car insurance. I don't want to.
That's the system of Babylon that we live in, okay? The American dream was a trap. It was designed to lead you into this system that was going to ultimately end up exactly where we're at right now, all right? Let's go get this. Let's go to the top. 2nd Esdras 9:9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. And these people are in torments, man. Okay, I'm going to try to buzz through these, okay, and make this a short video. Let's get Isaiah 24:11. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and mirth in the mirth of the land is gone. Yeah, there's no more happiness here. Everybody's working. Everybody's tired. Everybody's tired of paying bills. Everybody's pissed off. The companies that he lists, the insurance company, the water company, the electric company, the mortgage company, the goddamn, what else you got to pay here in Babylon? You got to pay property taxes. You got to pay all this bullshit. The grocery store, okay, the gas station, all right. You know, you got to get your car fixed. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to pay for everything here, all right. And everybody's feeling it, all right. But these people are crying for wine. They want to go back to the time where life was affordable, and it's not going to come back. All right. It's not going to come back. Hopefully it didn't close me out of my video. I believe it did. Oh, nope. He's here.
Give you my new driver's license. I don't want to fucking do that, but I have to for some fucking reason, because for some fucking reason, in order to be alive, you have to pay 20 different people $200.
You got to pay, in order to be alive, you got to pay 20 different people $200. Well, that's just here. You know, that's in Esau's Western demonic Babylonian beast system. Okay, that's how Esau runs things. He's the one that's ruling the world. Okay, so he is the one that's getting paid off of all this. All right, Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. So the spirit of Egypt has failed. Like I said, the American dream, that work hard, you can make it, that whole, you know, make it by yourself. You're your own God. You're your own idol. That spirit is going to fail. Okay. And now people are asking for answers. People are looking to the economists, the scientists. They're looking to, you know, the president. They're looking to the Congress. They're looking to everything, everywhere else except for Yahweh-Shem-Yahushai. And if they would look for Yahweh-Shem-Yahushai, those that are Israelites, they would find that the Lord is doing this. The Lord is bringing this place down to its knees so he can destroy it. He's going to bring great suffering upon this place before he destroys it. All right. Another one. Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, talking about Esau, saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeneth himself with thick clay. And thick clay is debt. Thick clay is debt. Let's just talk about the U.S. economy. Let's talk about the United States debt. Officially, it's 37 trillion and counting. Okay, 37 trillion and counting. Now, that's just on the books. You're not talking about the hundreds of trillions that is off the books. Okay, that debt is going to cause a whole lot of money printing, and which by the result of that is going to cause inflation, which means the prices of everything is going to go up. All right, the dollar is being devalued, and therefore you're going to have to pay more here, more there, more everywhere, and you're going to be in straits like these people are right here. Okay.
And you have to keep reciting random digits of numbers. Everything about being alive is just fucking numbers over and over again. Important numbers for this, important numbers for that. You gotta type in this password, you gotta type in this number, you gotta type in this thing, and if you get it wrong, you're gonna go to jail.
America, please get me out of this place. I'm tired. I'm losing my shit. Tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired.
You're going to see a lot more black women, you know, that said they didn't need a man. They're independent. You know, they're their own boss. That whole spirit, that's going to also fail. And these so-called black women, Eve, okay, these hyenas, they're going to pay a heavy price. They're starting to find out now that, hey, they do need a man. They do need help because the government, Esau, Edom, which was their husband, is no longer taking care of them. Okay. And they're starting to finally realize that after their benefits are getting cut and tossed to the side, that really nobody really cares about them and nobody really wants them. Okay. The only reason they were able to succeed is because they were propped up by a false, fraudulent, satanic system for so long. And now that you've become the biggest enemy of your own people, your own men, now when that system is, the carpet is pulled from under you, you don't got nobody to run to. You don't got no support. So you're just going to fall all the way down along with your daddy Esau, your husband Esau. All right. Now let's go here. Last scripture. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those who look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, the keepers of the house are your economists, the people that are in charge of making sure that the United States, aka the Babylonian economy, stays working strong, that the people are able to spend. They rely on the people spending money in order to keep this place running. And nobody can spend money because nobody can afford anything. Okay, where it says, and the grinders cease, meaning there's going to be no jobs. Okay, grinding is you know, symbolic for, you know, work being done, factories running, you know, train stations running, train yards bringing in goods. Okay, warehouses moving produce and product. Okay, that's the grinding. But there's not going to be any more of that here in Babylon the Great. It says the grinding shall cease because they are few. Yeah, there's no workers, man. There's no workers. Okay, everybody's going to lose their job to AI, and everybody's going to lose their job because businesses are going out of business. All right, and you're going to end up with more people just like this.
Tired! I'm fucking tired! Get me out of this place! I'm tired! I'm losing my shit! Tired! I'm fucking 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 tired!
Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, for teaching this truth according to the Bible. Say shalom and abba babal.